Dak, after watching the film, what did you see on film like the first start?
It was pretty good. Things we can work on, things I can do better at. We did pretty good as a team, though. Offensive line protected, our receivers caught balls and made plays, and it was a good first win.
Dak, even in your redshirt year, you've been here 3 years. Just how different has Auburn's defense has been to prepare for it? You've had so many different looks, so many different coaches, so many different schemes.
Oh yeah, every year it's something new. Like you said, they've had a different coach, so a new scheme each year, something new to expect, and we just go game plan like we usually do, and give ourselves a chance to win.
How do you prepare for this when maybe not knowing whether you're a starter or the backup or whatever it may be?
Prepare like I'm the starter, and what comes from that just happens. So I'm prepared going in there like I'm taking every snap, and we'll see what happens.
Do you think the Alcorn State beating them so bad proves the offense is fixed, or does it take a game against an SEC opponent for it to really take effect?
Well, I mean, SEC is different from anything else, and Alcorn's not on the. I wouldn't compare them, but I would say we saw things we're good at and the things we need to work on. So I mean, it'll be good to go in this SEC game and get that comparison.
Talk about getting Holloway and Tubby both involved in that running game and being able to use that.
Those are just fast guys. We can get on the edge and stretch the perimeter and give our running backs a chance up the middle once the defense widens out. And it just brings another little aspect of offense.
Dak, I noticed Tyler had a headset on, while he wasn't obviously active. But did you have conversation with him on the sidelines? Because he's obviously now in that perspective last week. I know the play call, I know the conversation, I can see the reads. I understand what's going on.
Yeah, all the way throughout. Anytime I came to the sideline, he told me what he saw. He told me backside of plays and things I didn't get a chance to see when I was on the field. So, yeah, he helped me out.
Every time you have it, seemed like in the first, second quarter, a lot of changing parts on the offensive line. You probably saw different faces with each huddle almost. Did you notice that at all? Obviously, you do it center. Did you notice all the changing parts that were going on?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from receivers to running backs to offensive line, yeah, I realized that, but I'm comfortable with all the guys that go in there. Like I said, I mean, I've been practicing with the twos for the longest, so I mean, seeing them in the huddle didn't change anything for me. It was just good for them to get in there and get some reps.
12 receivers caught a pass. I think you completed 8. What's it like as a quarterback to have that many options?
It's good. I mean, it just shows you got guys out there that's going to catch the ball and make plays after they get it, and it's good to have that many options.
What's the difference maybe from last year? When you have a couple of guys that you can constantly get the ball, but on this team, there's a lot more options. How is that different for you as a quarterback?
Like I said, it's just great to have options. You got big guys that can catch and run the ball. You got fast guys that can get it and stretch the defense. It's just good to have a lot of options, and they all can do different things.
I know it's kind of hard to believe, but Auburn has lost, I think, 10 straight conference games over a year. Do you kind of view them as almost extra dangerous because you know they're going to be hungry for this? I mean, how do you kind of view them going in?
Auburn's always a tough opponent. Like we've had, last 2 years has been a close game with them. So, I mean, you prepare for them just like any other game and just go in there and give ourselves a chance to win.
Thank you, Dak.
Helping your teammates out and getting the W on the win column.
When did you find out you would start?
Basically, all through the week, me and Damien rotated, and they really never gave me word. And then Thursday, I was real anxious. I was like, man, I just want to, I want to know who's got the jobs. You want to have the mindset going into the game. And I was, and Thursday, kind of at the end of practice, he was kind of gave me the, like you're going to start, and we're going to work Damien in there too. Because I knew he was going to rotate. Because we have to have, we don't have a lot of guards right now. We have, I think, 3 that have experience. Me, Damien, and Archie. And I just, I kind of knew that we were going to rotate and just get that experience with Damien in case something, God forbid, something does happen. Because that's how the season goes. You never know when a shoelace breaks, anything. These days in college football, a helmet falls off. You got to come out of places. So everybody's got to be ready. So that's really when I found out Thursday, and I knew.
Did you get to see yourself on the Jumbotron?
Actually, that's funny. Everybody's like, man, how was it to see your first time on the Jumbotron? We were actually kicking our pregame field goal, so I was down in my in my rocker stance. I got to hear my name. I was like, man, that's pretty cool, but I never got to see my face. So I don't even know if I look like a goober up there, if I just, so it was kind of funny because everybody's like, man, that was cool, got to see you up there. It's like, yeah, I didn't get to see it. And,
you looked great.
And everybody's like, did you see your hair whipping? And I was like, no, I didn't see that. And they kind of surprised me with that because when I did my headshot, they were like, just shake your hair around. I was like, okay, I guess I'll do this. And then I come to find out they're going to put it on the Jumbotron, so that was kind of funny.
How do you think you graded out Saturday?
I watched the film. I had I had a few technique, just kind of some steps here and there, some nitpicky things. But as far as, I feel like as a group, we played really good. And a bunch of guys got experience, and I feel like I played pretty well, too. I don't feel like I gave up any, I didn't have any just terrible plays. I had, like I said, some bad steps or something like that. But as a whole group, I we got a bunch of guys experienced, which we needed, a bunch of redshirt guys like Justin and Devin. And I think as a group, it was fun for everybody to get experience and then give everybody a little confidence too.
Without downplaying the opponent, were you glad to get a first start against an Elkhorn State? Get it out of the way before an
actually, that's funny. I was talking, me and Gabe roomed together on Friday nights in the hotel, and I was like, man, this is going to be awesome, my first start. And I'm just kind of glad, not to play them down any, but, it's kind of good to get one under your belt before you go into an SEC game like Auburn, with, big-time guys, big, strong guys. You got to really use technique in games like this. And I was told, that's exactly what I said to Gabe. I was like, man, I'm so glad I got to get one under my belt, because you're going to be a lot more anxious if you went into a game, SEC West game, that's going to, have a lot to do with your season, one of our biggest games of the season, early on. So I was happy about that.
Rooming together and doing the Vine videos. What is an afternoon or night with you three when nothing's going on like?
Basically after practice we're all, kind of like moody, like, man, it was hot today, let's go to the house. And then Dylan's always the one, we're always just laid back in the recliner, just playing video games or something. He's always the one over there, like, taking Snapchats of himself. And he's like, man, come do this. Let's make a video, let's do this and that. We're all like, man, we're just so tired, like, during camp and stuff, during practices. Last week was one of the hottest practices we've had, even during 2 days, the only thing that's hot. So he's always one that's going to get us going, He's like, man, let's go. I'll shoot. I'm like, yeah, I'll shoot the video as long as I can sit down, I don't really want to stand up, but he's always wanting you to do some crazy stuff. But it's funny. It's funny to be around those guys.
He hasn't talked to any tattoos yet.
He's always, I think he's already got a trip planned for his next set of tattoos. He's going to Orlando or something like that. He's big into that kind of stuff, so he's already got that planned out for whenever we get some time off.
Do you have to go along with this?
I don't go with. He goes to New Orleans sometimes and does them, but I'm not I don't try to tell him to do stuff because his mom doesn't really like the tattoos. So I want to be on her good side. She always cooks for us when she comes to the house. So I want her to always give me a good meal. So I don't try to make him get tattoos, but I'm not against them either.
Are y'all the kind of guys that you make fun of each other all the time?
Oh yeah, we're always picking on each other. We'll watch film, we do something, during practice, do something stupid, go down the cut, and the guy loops outside like I did in the game Saturday, and I caught myself in my hands, and we just kind of pick with each other and stuff like that. It's funny stuff. There's a lot of funny things that go on in football that you wouldn't think goes on in practice and stuff, just stuff you don't see a lot on TV, but at practice and in the facility and stuff, a lot of funny stuff goes on.
Let's say it's like 1 o'clock, Friday, Saturday night, in the middle of the summer, nothing's really happening, you're hungry, 3 of y'all go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
What, you got room in the car for all that?
Basically, we're going to go there. Taco Bell is a really cheap place, and we're probably going to end up spending $20 a piece there. And, we pretty much go in there and wreck the place. This is how bad, tell you how bad it is. The woman at the drive-thru basically knows us all by name. She knows what drinks we want, what sauces we want with our meals. So that's pretty much, that's a kind of a fat guy deal with O-line. We're going to go eat late night when we go our 5th meal of the day. We're going to go about midnight and get us something at Taco Bell or something. So actually, that's funny.
Do you know her name?
I don't know her name. I'm not that good with it yet, but
you get some free tacos. You start knowing their names.
Yeah, maybe, hope so. But I hadn't got nothing free like that. You got to pay for everything, just to go by the NCAA.
Oh, there you go.
Has anybody accused you of being on the baseball team or something? With the
actually, somebody tweeted at me after the game Saturday and says, "Looks like Ben Beckwith's going to try out for the baseball team with that beard he has." I've had a beard for a while, and it's just funny. The baseball team had all that, stuff going on with their beards and how they were winning and stuff. So it's kind of funny if people recognize that because before it's just you have a beard, you have long hair, you're a Duck Commander looking guy. Now you look like a baseball player. So it's funny how stuff transitions over.
When Gabe's obviously started a lot of games, what did he tell you that night? I mean, you're going into your first, and he's going on to his 40th, I think.
Yeah, we were sitting in the room, and I was on my iPad. He was kind of just laid back. He's like it's another big deal, another game to him. And I'm on my iPad just trying to figure out everything and anything I can before the game. He's like, man, just relax. If you don't know it now, you're not going to know it. You should know everything. You're a good player. You know what you're doing out there. And he really is like just gives me confidence in myself, because sometimes I'll be like, man, I don't know if I can do this or that. And he'll be like, man, you can do this. You've been doing it for 4 years. You know how to do it. Coach Hepsey's put done all this with you. He gives you the right technique. He gives you the right clues, and you can go out there and do what you're supposed to do. So he's a guy that, like I said, he gives you a lot of confidence when you talk to him.
Last year, you and I talked about you even though you're a walk-on, you felt you always belonged, you're in this place. But how much more does it reinforce the fact that now you're going to make an SEC start?
Oh, it's awesome. Actually, when I got put on scholarship, me and Coach Mullen talked about that. He's like, man, I've trusted you with, the shield on a punt, which is a big thing to him. I've trusted you on rocker. I've trusted you to back up any time somebody goes down. He said, I feel like it's your time to, we give you something for doing all that. And I can't tell you, that was one of the best feelings I've ever had. And then coming up to that, getting my first start was like that overtopped it really, because I mean that's all. I mean the scholarship was awesome, but getting your first real start, getting your first significant snaps in the game, it really overshadowed that really, and I was just excited. It was a great experience. My family loved it. I just like I said, I just want to get out there and make sure the team didn't fall off when I came in the game. I wanted to just I'll try to even make it better, but I'm just trying to fill the spot that Justin Diggs. He's a great player. I just want to keep it right there. I want to make it where it looks like no one ever got hurt or anything happened.
What's the rocker?
The Rocker's the guy.
Do you think the performance of the defense against Alcorn State kind of proved that you guys are better, or do you think it kind of takes an SEC game to figure out if you guys have actually improved or not?
I think it's going to take an SEC game, I mean, I know Auburn's going to be probably stronger, so I think that was going to take it.
How big was that first turnover, Justin? I don't know if you were on the field for that one. Deontay got the interception. You didn't have a turnover last game. Just how big was that, just from a confidence standpoint?
It was pretty big, Coach Cotton tells us get the ball every day. I mean, every day. He tweet about it and everything. So, I mean, that's our motto, get the ball.
How do you like the rotation y'all got going? Because a lot of guys are getting the game. I mean, State went so long just relying on the same 2 or 3 fellas, but now lots of guys are getting on the field.
I mean, we got a lot of talent, so Coach said we got the talent, we're going to play them.
Is this what you expected of yourself when you got to this level, the way you're playing so far?
Yeah, I expect a little bit more. I got to work harder and get better.
With Jamerson kind of being iffy to go and then didn't go on Saturday, just how big is that? How big is your role in terms of depth?
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, Jamerson one of the best corners we got, so I think we got to just step up and play.
The defense did such a good job in just limiting total points on Saturday. How happy were you guys, with that defensive effort on Saturday?
I mean, we was pretty excited, I mean, it was almost shut out, so, I mean, our defense played well.